What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world? It is your man Jordan Plays Games here, back again on YouTube for WWE 2K20, and we are finally here for the third and final part of AEW Double or Nothing. The last two parts were great and an amazing way to cap off Season 1 of AEW Dynamite, along with NWA Power and MLW Fusion. And tonight, Double or Nothing, we'll see our semi-main event and the main event to come that surely everybody has been talking about. In our semi-main event, Hikaru Shida and Dr. Britt Baker will go at it for the AEW World Women's Championship. Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida. This is going to be their second encounter in this universe mode. As we all know, Britt Baker is the one who came out with the upper hand, winning the AEW Women's World Championship. Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker, who have both climbed so far in this business to get here to Double or Nothing here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're going to see if Hikaru Shida can become the only two-time AEW Women's World Champion. And our main event, the best bout machine, the self-proclaimed best in the world, Kenny Omega, will defend the AEW World Heavyweight title against probably his biggest challenge yet. Probably the one man, or machine I should say, that could take the AEW World title from around his waist. The Machine, Brian Cage. And ladies and gentlemen, those are two of the high-spec main events to see here tonight. But here comes one I'm excited to see.
It is for the Non-Stop Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Championship.
As you heard our announcer say, the NWA World Heavyweight title will be contested up next in our kickoff match for Part 3. And here we go. The one man I never thought we would see here in an AEW arena, the phenomenal AJ Styles. A man who has won championships everywhere he's gone. Went to Japan, became the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Went to Impact Wrestling, became a TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Competed in the NWA many years ago, won the NWA World title, and now AJ can add the NWA title for a third time to his resume. This man, I have a feeling, could be the one deciding variable that Nick Aldis may overlook or just not take seriously, and that could be his greatest fall. AJ Styles, who made his debut on NWA Power 3 weeks ago when he challenged Nick Aldis in an open challenge match, not for the NWA World title. AJ Styles was able to beat Nick Aldis that night. A week later, AJ Styles defeats the newest member of Strictly Business, Nick Aldis is a custom association, Cesaro, and was able to pick up a tag team win over the NWA World Champion and the tag team partner of his choosing, which was Samoa Joe. And now AJ finds himself in the greatest opportunity that anybody in the NWA could find themselves in. And here we go. There is the NWA World Champion, the national treasure, and the leader of Strictly Business. As you see there in the foreground, Thomas Latimer, and behind Nick Aldis, his insurance policy, and the newest NWA Women's World Champion, the Brickhouse Camille. Camille, who in Part 1 in the kickoff match of AEW's Double or Nothing defeated Thunder Rosa to become the new NWA World Women's Champion. And now Camille will go into Season 2 of NWA Power as the NWA Women's World Champ. And you see Tom Latimer escorting Nick Aldis to the ring. Thomas Latimer, who is a former NWA Tag Team Champion, handpicked by Nick Aldis. And we're going to see if Aldis can hold on to the beautiful 10 pounds of gold after tonight. Announcer, you go.
Challenger from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal
AJ Styles.
And introducing the champion from England, weighing in at 242 pounds, he is the Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis, the current NWA World Champion, the longest reigning NWA Champion of the modern era. You think of all the names who have held that prestigious championships, people like Ric Flair, Harley Race, Tim Storm, AJ Styles himself, Jeff Jarrett, Sting, Kurt Angle, and many, many men. And now can AJ once again add his name to the next generation of NWA World Champions. The bell rings. Here we go. Both men meet in the center of the ring. And this is not the first, and nor I think it's going to be the last time these two men meet in the ring together. These two first met in Impact Wrestling when Nick Aldis was the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. At that time, it was when AJ was trying to be getting rid of by Nick Aldis. These two went at it to be crowned the undisputed TNA World Heavyweight Champion. In that match, Nick Aldis came up on top. These two met just a few short weeks ago when AJ Styles made his return to the NWA. And now AJ holds a win over Nick Aldis, which he's going to use to try to beat Aldis here tonight for the NWA World title. Drops the knee on the face of Nick Aldis. AJ into a quick cover on the current NWA champion, but not enough to beat him yet. And as I was saying, AJ has been building a wave of momentum these last few weeks, having a win over Nick Aldis and a non-title match. Then a week later, going on to defeat the newest member of Strictly Business, handpicked by Nick Aldis, Antonio Cesaro. And last week on NWA Power, with making his shocking debut as well, was Samoa Joe, being the tag team partner of AJ Styles to defeat Nick Aldis and Cesaro. And with all this success, hopefully it can transition into AJ Styles becoming the new NWA World Champion and full out of steam as he drops Nick Aldis to the outside. And now the phenomenal AJ Styles with Nick Aldis in his sights. And a forearm right to the face of Nick Aldis. And all Latimer and Camille can do is watch on. And as you see the Brickhouse Camille there, the current NWA Women's World Champion, the new Women's Champion after defeating former champ Thunder Rosa earlier tonight. So Strictly Business could be going into Season 2 of NWA Power with much gold around their waist. But the question is, will that really happen with Nick Aldis and AJ Styles facing off here tonight? Because AJ has had Nick Aldis' number for these last number of weeks. But when you have two insurance policies in your corner, like Latimer and Camille, that's where things can start to get on your side. But that may not happen here. Nick Aldis, who took a blockbuster, but able to roll that shoulder up at one.
Saw that one coming.
And now Nick Aldis able to reverse and caught AJ off guard with the DDT. And now this is where the current NWA champion can find his reprieve. Now Nick with a devastating lariat takes AJ off his feet. And remember, AJ may hold a win over Nick Aldis, but Nick Aldis is one of the longest reigning NWA World Champions of the modern era, currently over 800 days as champion. And a reign like that isn't just given to somebody, it's earned. Nick Aldis, who has defeated superstars like Marty Scurll, Trevor Murdoch, he defeated Mike Kanellis, Cody Rhodes, and the list goes on and on. Now Nick for that. Oh, a stiff chop. That would make Ric Flair happy. And now sets AJ up on the ropes. And now Nick Aldis drops the knee straight through the heart of AJ Styles. And this is where the NWA World Champion starts to thrive. And now into another cover after the knee to the face to AJ Styles. 2-0. AJ still in this. But remember, Nick Aldis cannot count AJ Styles out, despite AJ having a win. Nick Aldis has still been able to try to find something to derail AJ Styles. I don't know exactly what it is. He wouldn't tell me. But either way, Nick Aldis says he has a plan for AJ tonight. And now Nick Aldis turns AJ Styles around. And ooh! Almost like a pump handle rock bottom.
He's looking off his game now.
That was very impressive, I must say, by Nick Aldis. I would get AJ Styles back in the ring and try to go for the cover. That could be it. And it looks like that might be what Nick Aldis is looking for. Or maybe not. Oh! An elbow right off the back of the neck of AJ Styles. And I honestly never thought I would see AJ Styles at in an AEW arena. And now Nick Aldis into another cover, hooks the leg again, and still not enough to pin AJ Styles. I thought Nick Aldis said he unlocked the key to defeating AJ Styles and finally retaining the NWA World title, and that could be it, because he has in the Kingsman Cloverleaf. The Kingsman Cloverleaf that Nick Aldis has used to put away legends like Sting and Tim Storm. AJ trying to crawl to the rope. He's almost there. And able to make it to the ropes. AJ, who was so close to probably tapping out. But AJ Styles catches Nick Aldis off guard. Oh, wait a minute. Powerbomb position. Nick Aldis is in trouble. Oh, arms are trapped. The Styles clash into a cover. And no! Aldis able to hang on. AJ, who had Nick Aldis beat, but Aldis was able to just hang on. And you can see the look of worry on Camille and Thomas Latimer. AJ with a springboard 450 into a cover on Nick Aldis, but it still won't put the NWA World Champion away. And now what is AJ looking for now? AJ gonna take it all. And the spiral tap. We've seen AJ win the world title like that before, but it's not gonna work tonight. So close. And AJ looking for one last risk, one last big move. Another springboard 450 into a cover on Nick Aldis a second time. No.
Can you believe what he's withstood here tonight?
And now AJ brings Nick Aldis back up to his feet. And now gonna look for the Ushi-Garoshi. And he got him.
All the momentum looks to be in the corner of AJ Styles.
And now AJ following it up quickly with a frog splash. And he got him this time. This has to be it. 2. No! Nick Aldis still alive. I don't know what Nick Aldis has left in the tank, and I don't know what more AJ Styles can do. Nick, who has kicked out of everything Styles has thrown at him. And oh, a stiff clothesline from Nick Aldis, and AJ again rolls out of the ring. So smart.
And the referee starts his 10 count.
And the referee starting the 10 count. As these two are battling it out up on the stage. And look at AJ just getting up in the face of Nick Aldis. And there's Tom Latimer. The referee, watch him. No monkey business. Oh, wait a minute. AJ into a calf crusher on the stage. If Nick Aldis taps, it won't matter. Nick Aldis tapped. But it doesn't freaking matter. AJ, who forced Nick Aldis to tap to the calf crusher, but it doesn't matter. AJ could have won the match right there with the calf crusher, but Nick Aldis tapped outside the ring. It doesn't matter. We could have crowned a new NWA World Champion if AJ had just had Nick in the ring. And you see the expression on Camille. She's happy about this. And now Nick Aldis again spikes AJ with another DDT. But again, AJ Styles rolls out. He's too smart. AJ Styles is too intelligent.
AJ Styles able to avoid damage there.
Such a technician. AJ Styles looking to
And now AJ at the top rope yet again, but this time begging Nick Aldis to get back up to his feet. And oh, miscalculated the clothesline, and Nick Aldis not wasting any time
There are no words for the ride these fans
with another stiff clothesline.
It has been a roller coaster, and I don't think the ups and downs are over yet.
And now AJ caught at the waist, and Aldis with a gut-wrench suplex.
The champ to the top turnbuckle.
And now the champion looking for that elbow, maybe not, hits the diving knee instead.
Facing a trampling. The champion into the cover.
Nick into another cover to put down AJ, but still not going to do it.
If you want to put AJ Styles away, you best come with more than that. One warrior.
And it's reversed.
And oh, a stiff right from Nick Aldis. What a jumping knee. And now Nick Aldis, here we go, crosses the legs. Can he get the Kingsman Cloverleaf? And he can.
Look at Styles. He's trying to hold
This time the knee into the spine of AJ. AJ with nowhere to go. AJ, can he somehow fight out of it?
Escapes it.
Somehow slips through.
Quit in him here tonight.
And Aldis, I don't know how, but AJ able to get out of it.
This is what he
But
feeds
Aldis,
off of.
another
Slam.
takedown on AJ.
With the title.
Into another cover on AJ, but it still won't put AJ Styles away. Both of these superstars
Got him there.
representing the National Wrestling Alliance, wanting to be the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
With the neck breaker.
And AJ, a nice neck breaker there.
I think AJ Styles
And I think
has done
AJ,
plenty.
with Nick Aldis in the center of the AEW arena, springboards the phenomenal forearm.
I love it. The title might change hands.
You could say that against Saxon. AJ with one last nail in the coffin to put down Nick Aldis, to take the NWA World title from one of the most arrogant champions.
I think we're gonna
Here we go. Arms are trapped. Styles clash
the title's in
into a cover. Two. No!
slam like that very often.
The roar of this crowd is
So
building.
close.
Fever pitch right now.
You can feel the anticipation growing.
So
with every
so
second that
close.
takes past in this match.
Nick Aldis somehow
AJ Styles.
willing to continue.
Possible disaster there.
Jarring Europe.
And Nick, I don't know how he was able to roll the shoulder up from that Styles clash, but somehow he did. But yet again, he's locking in. The Kingsman Cloverleaf caught AJ Styles off guard, and again the knee driven into the spine.
AJ Styles is in trouble.
And Styles
This
down.
could be it. Styles could be risking serious internal damage. And somehow AJ able to roll on his side again.
Nice, but he clearly has next to nothing left to give here.
And now AJ caught in the powerbomb position, and look at the strength of the national treasure.
Just strength on display.
Excuse me. And a nice, beautiful suplex from Nick Aldis.
Down now. Is it enough to retain the championship?
Another cover on AJ Styles, but AJ still somehow survives. And now wait a minute, AJ Styles, he catches Nick Aldis, catches the foot. The calf crusher by Nick's foot, too close to the rope.
Just how difficult it is to make your way to the ropes while being in a hold such as that one.
And now AJ pulls this out of nowhere for a third time. Is it gonna be it? The Styles clash away from the ropes. 1, 2, 3. We have a new NWA World Champion. New champion.
Take another look back at what makes AJ Styles so hard to follow.
What a battle between these two men. Right here was where it started to get into the favor of Nick Aldis. Right there, that suplex powerbomb, whatever you want to call that right there. Nick Aldis was able to turn the tide, but somehow, some way, AJ, who was able to continue. And Tom Latimer and Camille may have just lost their biggest meal ticket in the NWA, because we now have a new NWA National Wrestling Alliance World Champion. AJ Styles.
Enormous victory right there.
We now know who in Season 2 of NWA Power is going in as the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. It's the phenomenal, the undeniable, and probably the unbeatable AJ Styles. And ladies and gentlemen, what a hot and fire way to cap off the first part of the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. And ladies and gentlemen, part 3 is already on a hot streak. We have a new NWA World Champion and the phenomenal AJ Styles. But up next, we are going to see the much anticipated rematch between two of the top women in AEW. I'm talking about the current AEW World Women's Champion, and I'm talking about Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and her opponent, the challenger, the longest reigning AEW Women's Champion, Hikaru Shida. These two made a 5-star match, an intense and hard-fought battle in their first encounter. That first encounter, Britt Baker didn't just come on top, but she was able to beat Hikaru Shida and become the new AEW Women's World Champion. But Hikaru Shida, who's been building some momentum, getting victories, and wanting to prove herself for one more opportunity. Could this be the last opportunity Hikaru Shida has at the AEW Women's World Championship? Or will Britt Baker be able to fall, or will she fall, I should say, to the woman who helped carry the AEW Women's Division throughout the pandemic era?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. It is for the All-Star Wrestling Women's World Championship.
As you heard our announcer, who makes less than I do, the AEW Women's World Championship, the match that we've all been waiting for these last 4 weeks, is about to commence. Excuse me. There she is, the former AEW Women's World Champion, Hikaru Shida, who has had a 287-day title reign. She lost the championship, unfortunately, to Britt Baker about a month ago. Britt Baker, who has one successful championship to her name, and that was against Ty Conti in the first episode of AEW in my universe. But now Hikaru Shida, who's begged and pleaded for an opportunity, she's fought her way through people like Ty Conti, Chris Statlander, legit Layla Hirsch, for an opportunity here in Las Vegas. But she's going to have to pry the championship away from this woman. The woman who said she's going to carry the women's division into what it's supposed to be from now to years to come. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Let's not forget the title is on the line.
Many say the women's championship looks absolutely perfect around the shoulder and or waist of someone like Britt Baker. Britt, who says to those people she happily agrees with them. This AEW women's division is something that needs to be preserved, honored, and cherished for many, not just by men, but by all women all over the world. She believes that she is the role model. She's the ticket to the women's championship evolution.
Of course, there's a chance these things can happen.
We'll see what Britt Baker can do here tonight against her opponent. These two women who have not had the same page for each other, but you have to have tremendous respect for one another and their ambitions. And now it's time for the rematch that's been 1 month in the making.
Introducing the challenger from Japan, Hicks Corey Shields. And introducing the champion from Pennsylvania, she is the
I'm guessing his microphone cut out, but nevertheless, Britt Baker to put her women's championship on the line against that woman, Hikaru Shida. It is time. The rematch that we've all wanted to see. Hikaru Shida and Dr. Britt Baker here in Las Vegas, Nevada, right before the AEW World Championship match. Here we go. This should be a barn burner. And now Britt Baker caught with a dominator by Hikaru Shida.
Well, you're certainly not Mr. Modest today, are you, Corey?
And now Britt Baker, quick strike to the midsection of Hikaru Shida. And Shida giving chase to Britt Baker. There's that quick, smart ingenuity of Britt Baker. She caught Hikaru Shida with a super kick. Into a cover. Already we're seeing how both of these women personally feel about each other. Oh, and a stiff knee from Hikaru Shida. And Britt Baker rolls to the outside, has to catch herself on the apron. This can spell bad news for Britt, as Hikaru Shida already up on the second rope, deadlifts into a suplex. We saw that last week on Chris Statlander.
Eludes the attack.
And Britt Baker rolls out of the ring yet again. Hikaru Shida, who I think is just catching Britt Baker off guard. And Hikaru Shida, as you can see, giving chase to Britt Baker. And now Britt Baker with a running neck breaker. And that is incredibly smart. This is why Britt Baker says that she believes she should be the face of the AEW women's division. Ooh! I may not agree with that part just right there, but you see Britt Baker focusing on the arm of Hikaru Shida. I don't know if that's the smartest tactic. I probably would have gone for the legs like Shida did just there. But I'm not going to judge Britt Baker's ideas and plans. And now look at this. Hikaru Shida looks like she was looking for another dominator. But Britt Baker now with a German suplex on Hikaru Shida.
She can withstand the punishment, though. She's looking relentless.
And again, Britt Baker focusing on the arms. I really don't know what's the game plan for going after Shida's arms. I really would go after the legs. That would just make more sense to me personally, but like I said, none of my business.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, and that's smart right there. Targeting two parts of the body, not just the arms, but also the legs. And just drives the knee of Shida right into the mat. And look at that. Look at those dead eyes. Look at those evil devil-like eyes of Britt Baker. Britt Baker knows what she's doing. Slowly taking her time, turning her attention back to the arms. No. Oh! She's stomping on the finger, so come on.
Right to the hand. Absolutely brutal. Ruthless.
Oh, look at mounting.
And now look at this. Britt Baker on top of Shida. Just grounding and pounding. Now the forearms right to the face.
One after another.
And now Britt Baker just taunting in front of this crowd of Las Vegas, Nevada. Come on, you can't really do Shida like that. And now Shida with the patella brainbuster. That's how she beat Layla Hirsch 2 weeks ago. Into a cover on Shida. No! Hikaru Shida able to roll the shoulder up. And again, turning her attention back to the arm. And I really have never seen Hikaru Shida on the downside of an onslaught like this from someone like Britt Baker, ever. And now Shida, oh! Connects with a knee. I did not see that coming. And Shida with a ripcord knee strike. And now Shida Oh, look at this. Swinging Britt Baker all across the ring. And now it's the champ who's in trouble. Britt Baker caught into a Fujiwara armbar. Now that is incredibly smart. It damaged the arms of Britt Baker so she can't use the lockjaw. That is incredibly smart by Shida. But Britt Baker able to twist her body. And now Britt tried to hit a forearm to the face of Shida. Now Shida sets up Britt Baker on the ropes. What could the former AEW Women's Champ have in mind? Both women back on their feet. And this is what Britt Baker needed to watch out for. Kushida with a huge penalty kick. This is why I wanted to see this rematch. And a knee to the spine. That is incredibly good. Come on, this is what I like to see. Hot and fire action. And Kushida, the suplex position in the Falcon Arrow. The impact on that. Into a cover, but Britt immediately kicked out. And now Britt Baker is being sized up. Shida smells blood in the water. And now the Hichikori knee strike. Good night, Britt Baker. 2. No! Britt rolled the shoulder up at the last very second. And now Shida diving knee to the chest of the Doctor. You can say that again, Corey. But Britt Baker with a huge power bomb just caught Hikaru Shida off her game. And now Britt, wait a minute. She's got the arm trapped. So is the other one. And now into the lockjaw. Is Shida going to tap again? Is Shida going to tap yet again? Is Shida going to tap out to the lockjaw? No, she's somehow able to fight despite the damage to her arms. That was some serious damage that both women have inflicted upon each other. And it's what both of them are going to need if they hope to beat the other. And Britt Baker now gets Shida into the corner and some huge chops. Excuse me. And oh! That went badly. Britt Baker went for the knee strike but ended up hitting the turnbuckle instead. That could have been a mistake, and Shida's going to capitalize on it. Shida went for the drop kick. Britt Baker sidesteps. Britt with a super kick on the money.
It's been a hardship for these superstars to get to this point. I think these fans are driving.
And another stiff super kick right to the jaw. Into a cover on Shida. Hooks the leg. No, it's still not enough.
That was just plain silly. Why would you do that at this point in the match? Here she goes.
And now Britt at the top rope. I know there's high risk in this and high reward, but the question is, will she find the reward? Yes, she will. Hooks both legs after that elbow, but Shida still rolls the shoulder up.
But you have to believe that she's still in all sorts of trouble here. All right, that well scouted.
And the question is now, what can Shida do? Has Britt Baker up for another Falcon Arrow.
She's got her where she wants her.
And now immediately, not wasting any time. Here we go. The knee strike, can't find it. Britt Baker able to sidestep.
Striking blow.
And a DDT. Into the cover, hooks the leg, shoulders down. No! And Britt Baker quickly transitions. Now waiting, arms are trapped, fingers in the mouth, the lockjaw.
This might be it.
Center of the ring, this time for Shida. And the fingers are definitely in the jaw. And Britt somehow losing her grip. And Shida able to fight off again.
The end might just be near for her.
You can set up for a second time.
And oh no. Shida, can she hit it this time? No, she cannot. And another super kick.
Good night. Uh-oh. Let's go. We're going to
And now Britt Baker. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh! A curb stomp to Shida.
Man, this rivalry just keeps getting better and better.
And now Britt Baker, after the curb stomp, goes into the lockjaw for a third time in this match.
Battling to get the upper hand.
Is Shida going to tap out here? Is this the end of the possible championship opportunity, the last opportunity for Shida? And she tapped! Hikaru Shida put up one hell of a battle, but in the end, Britt Baker able to win and retain the women's championship.
It's hard not to agree with you, Cole. It was an incredible victory. Yeah, I mean, a hard-fought match.
And now Britt Baker.
And that's a great show.
Wow.
Tremendous sportsmanship.
After a month-long rivalry, I never thought I would see this. These two women went to a battle. They went through war and back. And these two still have that level of respect for one another. And I think Hikaru Shida may have recognized Britt Baker as the leader and the face of the AEW women's division. But what will this mean for these two and the rest of the women's division as we're going to keep expanding into Season 2? What will this mean for AEW now that Hikaru Shida lost to Britt Baker not once, but twice? So many questions to be answered, but ladies and gentlemen, enough of that, because now it's main event time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's main event time here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Time to close out Season 1 of AEW Dynamite, MLW Fusion, and NWA Power with the blockbuster main event. The match of the night that we have been waiting for after weeks of going at each other, constant attacks. It's time for the AEW World Championship match. Brian Cage, who won a Fatal 4-Way Eliminator match 4 weeks ago, defeating Jon Moxley, Rey Fenix, and Hangman Adam Page to earn this opportunity here tonight at Double or Nothing. Kenny Omega, who many say stole the AEW World title from Jon Moxley, now has probably the biggest challenge he will ever face in his career. Omega has defeated people like Chris Jericho. He's defeated Jon Moxley, Rey Fenix, Andrade El Idolo, and many superstars, including legends and Hall of Famers back in Japan. But this is probably a new kind of challenge for Omega. Because he's not facing a man, he's facing a machine. Place your bets now and comment, who do you believe is going to be the AEW World Heavyweight Champion? It's main event time here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Time to close out Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Announcer who makes way less than I do, please do your job.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Action Championship.
Main event time, and it is undefeated streak and undefeated machine versus the best bout machine here in Sin City. And as you can see, the machine accompanied to the man who helped him get here to Las Vegas, the leader of Team Taz himself, the Human Suplex Machine Taz, accompanying the machine to what may be his crowning moment here in AEW. Brian Cage, who at one point did challenge for the AEW World title against Jon Moxley, the towel was thrown in by Taz. Cage has reinformed Taz, do not throw the towel in whatsoever. I got this. This is my night. Cage, who has been running a rampage over AEW. It all started in the first episode of AEW when Brian Cage faced off against Darby Allin. He didn't just defeat Darby Allin that night, he threw him, literally threw Darby Allin outside the ring. Darby Allin, who we were able to get a medical update on, has suffered a mild concussion and bruised ribs. Darby Allin, who made his return a couple weeks ago at the MLW Battle Riot, But now Cage is here, and he's set to face that man, the current AEW World Champion, who many would call the best in the world, Kenny Omega.
Here we go, gentlemen.
Omega, who has been world champion for the last 13 months. Omega, who many would say is protected by Don Callis, by the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers.
Yeah, that's right, Cole.
Omega believes that he is deserving of the AEW World title, but we're going to see about that as he faces the Machine in the main event for his championship. Announcer, close out the pay-per-view.
Introducing the challenger from Fresno, California, weighing in at 247 pounds. And introducing the champion from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 267 pounds. He is the Kenny Omega.
AEW World title on the line. Man versus Machine. Terminator versus Terminator. It's time to close out what could be the biggest main event in AEW history, or the AEW World title. Omega, Cage, referee, please ring that bell. And here we go. Cage already out of the gates, showing that aggression and dominance that he said he was going to display. And you know Cage has been wanting to get his hands on Omega for the last number of weeks. And look at Cage here. Just Beal throws Kenny Omega to the other side of the corner.
Saw that one coming.
And now Omega looking for the double foot stomp. And both of these men in a way are evenly matched. Both men can pull off some great agility, but Brian Cage has the power advantage, as we're about to see here as he drives Omega into the other corner. Wait a minute, not done. Drives him into the opposite side of the corner. And now Omega takes an enziguri after the body shot. Now Cage quickly into a cover. What a great sequence this is by both men, but it's not enough to keep Omega down. But Cage taking off his feet rather quickly, I should say. And now Omega starting to get a little bit of reprieve. Nice combination. Takes Cage down. And I wouldn't kick the Machine in the face like that. That's only going to piss him off. Oh, come on. There was no need for that, Kenny. Just kicked him right in the side of the head. And this time got the double foot stomp. And now a V-trigger to the shoulder. That is smart. But Cage up in the electric chair. Omega probably looking for the one-winged angel. But Cage able to reverse. And the power of Cage. Look at that backbreaker. And now Cage hyping himself up with another body shot and a second enziguri. And already, this is already a great main event. I'm loving this. Both of these men bringing the fight to one another. We saw Cage earlier look like he was probably going for the drill claw. Omega, who had Cage up in the electric chair, probably looking about the one-winged angel. And now forearm drives Cage out of the ring. Kenny Omega with a suicide dive.
Like a heat-seeking missile.
That was like a heat-seeking missile. And Cage taken down by another drop kick from Kenny Omega. Now look at the strength of Kenny Omega. How is he doing this to a man who's almost 300 pounds? Just deadlifted him, then powerbombed him. Referee now at a count of 3 brings Cage back into the ring. And now Omega, what does he have in store for the Machine? Oh, I may get my answer. A Snapdragon Suplex, one of Kenny Omega's patented moves. Another cover, but another kick out.
and we continue.
And notice how Cage kicked out at 1. Didn't even have time for a 2 count.
Well scouted reversal there.
And now here comes the machine. Ooh. That was a bad idea, Kenny. A man like Cage, you do not want to slap in the face like that.
Right between the eyes.
And Cage reverses into a flatliner, takes down the world champion into a cover, hooks the leg. No, not enough to beat Kenny Omega just yet. And now Cage going to display a little bit of power himself. Deadlifts Omega. And over his head with a suplex. Another cover on Omega. And still not even a 2. And Taz saying end it. Get him, get on him. And now Cage with Omega in the corner. Could have spelled some bad news. But Omega able to fight off. And ooh! Right into the face of Cage. And now Kenny Omega, I think he now knows what he needs to do. A clothesline to the machine. A second one. Omega misses the drop kick. But Omega not going to stop. 2 clotheslines again. And this time finds the drop kick. Into a cover on the challenger. But Cage able to roll a shoulder up. And both of these men who are so evenly matched. And now Cage has Omega up for an F5. F5 from Cage. Hooks the leg on Kenny Omega. No, wait a minute. Cage broke it up. I thought Omega kicked out, but Cage just picked him back up. And now Omega slips through, and wow. Quick offense there from Omega. Into another cover on the machine. But still, Cage rolls a shoulder up at 1. And now Omega with Cage up in the corner. This could spell bad news for Cage. Omega, oh no. Omega somehow was able to muster the strength. Cage got caught. Cage trying to fight out of it, but he can't. 1 winged angel.
That's how you prove your dominance over a
cover on Cage. 1, 2, no, kicking out. Somehow. Did I just see that correctly? Cage just kicked out of the 1 winged angel. And now Cage, look at this, has Omega for an inverted Alabama slam.
That was all sorts of nasty.
And another flatliner from Cage. And now, what does Cage have in mind for Kenny Omega? And now Cage tosses Kenny to the outside. And now it looks like the machine, the almost 300-pounder, gonna fly!
Incredible. We could have a new champion. There's no time.
You could say that against Saxton. We could crown a new world champion.
Now inside the ring.
And now Cage stalking Omega. Has Omega up. Spikes him with the drill claw. Nobody's kicking out of that. 1, 2, somehow Kenny. Both of these athletes kicking out of their biggest moves. And now in comes Cage with a clothesline. An overhead backdrop. And now Cage with a spine buster. And I don't know what Cage could have in mind, but Omega, ooh, kicks at the leg. That could be smart. And notice how Cage was clutching at the leg. Oh, and a nice drop kick from Kenny. And now both men are starting to find their second win. And now Cage with a discus lariat turns Omega inside out. And now Cage, massive powerbomb coming up. Quickly, shoulders down, but Omega able to still stay alive. But Cage looking to powerbomb him yet again. And he got him. Can a second one do it? No. And now Omega slapping the head of Cage. And a Snapdragon suplex. Cover on Cage to defeat the Machine. No. So close from by Kenny. And Kenny finds the dropkick on the back of the skull of Cage. And now Cage could be out of it. Kenny Omega slits the throat. And the V-trigger. Cover on Cage. 1, 2. No! I have no idea, Michael Cole, how Cage is still able to survive.
And finds a counter. Not again. One of these competitors.
No matter what either one of these men do, they always have an answer for the other. And Cage, oh, just let Omega fall. That is pretty devastating. And what could Cage be thinking about here? Just eyeballing Kenny Omega. And what is Cage thinking? Oh no, wait, Jesus, wait, no. Cage, what are you doing? Cage, no. Oh!
Superplex to the outside.
Let's look at the replay.
I agree with the crowd in a way. This is awesome, but at what cost for either one of these two? Cage, who just superplexed Kenny Omega outside, landing what, maybe like 25, 30 feet?
He's going for it all.
And now Cage, again, gonna risk it, life and limb. How is Omega even able to move, let alone run? And now Omega somehow musters up enough strength. His back has got to be in serious pain. And Kenny again into a cover on the Machine to pin him here tonight. No! Cage is still alive, and you see Taz's face. He was worried there. He was worried Cage wasn't going to kick out.
Big reversal.
A big uppercut.
And now Omega able to reprieve, and this time another foot drop. Another double foot stomp to Cage. And now Kenny again mustering up somehow with some kind of power, with some kind of adrenaline, another power bomb. And this is what Omega needs to do. Honestly, I'm rooting for both of these men. I don't know who to root for. Cage caught Omega in the fireman's carry and connects with an F5. And now Cage, I think he's looking to end it. Cage, yep, he's looking to call it. Weapon X about to be unleashed on the kingdom of Kenny Omega. Just as I say that, Cage looks for his finisher, which he calls Weapon X. No one will kick out of that, but he's not done just yet. Cage is looking to really finish this.
He's not going to like this.
And now Omega in deep, deep trouble. This is going to be the calling card. The Drill Claw. Good night, Kenny Omega. We have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Cage has defeated Kenny Omega and is now the first person to ever kick out of the one-winged angel. And look at that devastating F5. How Kenny Omega was able to kick out of that twice, I have no idea, and I probably never will. But Kenny hit Cage with absolutely everything. This was a definite 5-star battle, but in the end, the machine topples the best bout machine.
It looked like anybody's match there toward the end.
And Cage is the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Team Taz now doesn't just have the FTW World Championship, but they now have the AEW World title. Taz looks on the fallen carcass of Kenny Omega, and Cage is going to leave Sin City with the AEW Gold. And what a burner of a match to cap off here in Las Vegas. One last look at the camera. That is our new world champion. Kenny Omega's almost year-long reign has come to an end, courtesy of Brian Cage. And now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of Season 1 of all of NWA Power, All Elite Wrestling Dynamite, and MLW Fusion. We will be picking back up in Season 2 in just a short while after the evolution of NXT series. That is how I would have booked NXT from 2012 all the way to now. Every moment, every blockbuster pay-per-view, every great solitary event in NXT history is how I would have booked it. Some of it will be the same. You'll see some old rivalry, some new history, but it's how I would have booked it, the superstars I would have brought in. And that, with that said, be sure to stay tuned for when those videos drop. But for now, we say see you soon. See you very soon. AEW Dynamite, MLW Fusion, and NWA Power. It has been a strong series. I thank you all again for tuning into this video. If you like it, then please hit the like button. Let's try to get this video to 50 likes. It's to cap off one of the strongest series that I have had going on. And if you like it and you want to see more, then hit the subscribe button. I will also leave a link down in my description for my Twitch, so you can guys see when I live stream Apex Legends later today. I will be having some friends with me. So with that said, I will see you for the evolution of NXT Season 2. Good night, mwah, and good day. Bang!